I am Roger Colbo, an interior designer.
Wonderful. And what was life like before working with Victor? And what inspired you to hire him?
I would be considered successful by most measurable accounts, I believe, for the past 30 plus years in my industry. Had a lot of different evolution through that industry, but in general, I was successful. What I did not have is a repeatable process that would help me analyze projects and client needs and then move forward. And so, yeah, there was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of back of the curtain, so to speak, chaos happening, but I never felt truly effective in my work.
Awesome. And what were some of the biggest wins that you had personally and professionally while working with Victor?
Oh my goodness. So, some of my wins. Well, the biggest win was actually getting to know me, getting to know some of my strengths and weaknesses. And then Victor has allowed me to um, I guess, capitalize on the strengths that were already there, but I didn't know it, and reveal things about myself that I don't believe I could have found on my own. So, getting to know myself, my strengths, and maybe some of my weaknesses, but they're not really weaknesses, they're just factual. And then learning how to reorganize those so that my mind is clearer, my intentions are stronger, and my emotions do not get the best of me in most situations.
Awesome. And what would you say, what were some of your favorite aspects about the work that you did with Victor?
I believe that my work with Victor, if I look at it quantitatively, would be if I was processing prior to, at say, 10%, and then working through with Victor, I jumped to 80%, and then I jumped to 150%, quantitatively in my before I started, then when I got into it and started working with him, and then the measurable difference in my life prior to and during that process has been astronomical.
Awesome. You had mentioned before that you did other different modalities, different types of therapies in the past.
Mhm.
What made this work different from other therapies, or how does the work that we did, compare to those other therapies that you've tried before?
I think the immediate measurable difference between other therapies and what I've done with Victor, um, I feel like we got to the root of me. In other words, what was holding me back? I had all this potential, I had all this drive, I had all this motivation, and I had client base. But what was holding me back? Well, it turns out what was holding me back was me. Victor was able to peel back the onion, so to speak, allow me to look at myself, allow me to heal parts of me that I didn't even know were broken, so to speak, and then move forward at an astronomical pace that is categorically, I may be overstating, but 1,500%. I was operating at maybe 2%, and now I'm at 120% or greater. And just peeling back and allowing me to see me and move forward with the new me. So, all that, it wasn't a lot of, oh, tell me about your this or that or whatever, which I've done for 30 years in therapy. It was, this is where you are, this is where you can be. Let's see how we can get there. And in getting to it in a very, very quick, outstandingly quick motion.
Amazing. How did the liberation coaching impact your business from a revenue standpoint, from an organizational standpoint? What was the impact on the business from the liberation coaching?
My liberation coaching session has catapulted me, I believe, truly into the stratosphere where it comes to business. Before, when I was at a certain 10% level, I would be profitable. I would maintain and keep the doors open and move forward, but I was working extremely hard for very little gain. Now I work very hard still. I'm running and I'm excited and I'm happy, I'm motivated, and I'm bringing my best self to each and every client and situation. But what's different is now the revenue is coming in by leaps and bounds, by $100,000 here, $100,000 there, $120,000 here, and new contracts coming in every day. And I truly believe in my heart of hearts and my mind and my soul that a lot, if not a lot of the heavy lifting I've done, but it was only through Victor and his unleashing my inner potential and putting it out there, and I'm reaping the rewards by leaps and bounds.
Amazing. Can you speak a little bit to the peace and joy that you get to experience regularly now as a result of having done the work?
It's funny how my private life, my emotion, my work life, my private life, everything has benefited from this experience I've had with Victor. Every aspect of my life, whether it be spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, any category you want to list in my life, has benefited hugely from this experience with Victor. I have been able to take my presence, take my being, accept it, understand it better, and then move forward at a pace that is astounding to me, actually. The peace that I brought at home, the peace I brought at the workplace, the peace I have in my inner thinking whenever it's in my quiet times, all that peace is truly unshakable. And for that, I am very, very, very grateful, and all of the people in my life beyond me get to benefit from that. So it's a very beautiful thing.
Fantastic. Before you enrolled in the program, did you have any hesitations or uncertainties? And if so, what helped you make the decision to take the leap?
I did have hesitation when I thought about enrolling in this program. It's an investment, but I can't think of a better investment that I've ever had with greater gain or even equal close gain in my life. I'm an investor. That's what I would call myself on my business side. And I hold a portfolio and I have a lot of things going on, but there's been nothing with the same return, the return to my effectiveness, the return to my base, the return to my joy. All that is priceless. So, yes, I did look at the bottom line numbers. It's like, ooh, that's a lot. But who better to invest in than myself? And that return, again, in myself has been priceless.
Amazing. Last question. If there was somebody who was a fit for this program, maybe they're a frustrated entrepreneur who
Mhm.
wants to have peace, wants to have more wealth, more profitability, and they were on the fence about this, is there anything that you would share with them to help them make their decision?
I think for myself that as an interior designer, I don't like being sold to. In other words, I don't like when somebody's trying to push an agenda or push anything. But I would think that if I came into contact with somebody and they were truly on the fence, I could share my inner peace and my joy and my own life story to a certain extent. Hopefully, it would ignite them and, like, oh, yeah, I'm searching for that too. Again, all I can say from my experience is it has been the best time, money, and effort I've put into anything in my life. Anything, categorically, beyond. And I'm a man of experiences. I love to travel. I love good food, good wine. I love my family. All those things are hugely invaluable to me. this experience has allowed me not only to enjoy those and to relish those, but then also put myself in that same plateau of it's a great day to be alive and I'm part of that living. And I just can't say enough about my experiences. And I am a walking commercial for this program. Absolutely.
Amazing. Roger, thank you so much for sharing all of that. That was
Mhm.
very touched by your by your
Well,
experience,
it's
and
truly
honored to
heartfelt. And
work
I,
with. Yeah,
I think I
absolutely.
mess up a lot, but
Oh no,
I'm
no.
me.
Yeah, so no, I wouldn't say you messed up a lot. I think that authenticity is what really matters. And even
Mhm.
if we want to get technical with it, with these types of videos, these testimonials, the
Mhm.
authentic ones that are like less edited actually do better because people feel they can feel the realness in them.
Well,
So
that still doesn't give a Heather a buy off getting off of making me look smart, intelligent,
she
articulate,
will.
and
Don't you worry.
all that. Yeah. So just so you know, she's still not off the hook, and I want to pass that along. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She'll get to hear this as well.
Oh,
She's
good, 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 good.
if you have
Well,
any
good because I want it documented that she's
that's
not
right.
off the hook. Yeah.
That's right.
Awesome. Yeah.
Amazing.
Good deal. Good deal. Is
All
that
right.
good? Is that all
Yeah,
good for
no,
that?
that was perfect.
Okay.
That's exactly what we're going for. Just it's you sharing your story so that
Yeah.
somebody who is in that boat that you were in can feel inspired to make the decision, can feel
Yeah.
reassured to make that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Got it.
Amazing. All
Awesome.
right. So this is the last session on this current program. So
Okay.
for today's session, let's get into, I mean, we talked about some of your wins. We're getting through decluttering, making things happen, enjoying wine,
Yeah.
having a good time at home during the snow days. Any other wins or insights that you wanted to share today or that you wanted to go into?
Well, I think truly just the effectiveness of moving my life forward and keeping it in balance and aligned with my belief system. That's a huge win for me. Like, okay, it's not all work, it's not all play, it's a balance of. And by the way, back to what I used to say is someday I'm going to travel to Europe or someday I'm going to do this or that. Today, well, now I find myself saying, today I'm going to accomplish XYZ, and then it happens. Today I'm going to reach out to my travel planner and plan a trip to Hawaii. Today I'm going to, it's not a amorphic someday. It's now. This is the time that I will take action on any aspect of my life. And this whole truth in being, what I've realized in my life, which is oh, it's regrettable, but it is a reality, is I felt like I needed to keep up a veneer, like I said to you before, of, oh, this is Roger and he's not perfect, but you don't need to see that because then that would question your ability to trust him in your environment, whatever that environment was, whether it's social or personal or professional. The truth is, we're all fallible. We're all broken to a certain extent. And the more, and I've always tried to be authentic with people, but I still had this veneer of polish that I thought was on that people really couldn't see behind. And it turns out some didn't, the ones that don't know me. The ones that did were like, we don't need that. We don't want that. We don't crave that. And then being able to take that down and say, you know what? You're right. And that's in my personal life, my professional life, my whatever private life, whatever life I have, that's across the board. Is I just get to be me, and it's so much easier. It's so much easier not worrying about what other people think. Um, that what really matters is what I think about myself and what I'm putting out there, and that's not controlled. Most importantly, it's not controlled by my emotions, it's controlled by my heart and
Right.
my soul, not by what I think or what they are fearful or whatever. It's like, okay, I can't protect the world from me, but I can put the best version of me forward and authentic, and that's it. It's very freeing, and it's actually liberating to a huge amount liberating. Yeah.
That's right. That's so awesome to hear, especially what you're hitting on is a distinction between authenticity and sincerity. So
Hmm.
one can be authentic and be true to themselves, but can simultaneously be insincere in how they present it. And so
Right.
what you're touching on is actually the two of those in harmony.
Alignment.
Like
Right.
you're saying what you mean, you're meaning what you say, and being
Hmm.
authentic and true to your values at the
Right.
same time. Because especially in today's day and age on social media and everything, people will perform authenticity. Like the feelings are real, but maybe they're doing it to get attention. And
Right.
so it's so liberating to just be sincere because you're not trying to hold up this veneer, this presentation of who
Right.
you are to the people that you care about.
Right. Absolutely. And I've taken those walls down in every relationship that I have come into contact before, well, during this process. I've taken all those walls down. And what's interesting is all the fear and all the anxiety and all the whatever, it dissipates and it goes away. It was all my creation, and the barrier for me being closer to somebody, whoever it is, my children, my spouse, my friends, whatever, that was my creation, that barrier, not theirs. And if it is, then that's their journey. But again, I do have control of my life force. And, all of well, many of my friends that I've had for 20 and 30 years and longer would always say, "Oh, he's such a nice guy," whatever. I do believe that. A few might go, what an ass or whatever. But in general, I have that persona. Well, the reality is I was holding all that back. I'm way better than what they thought I am. Way better.
Mm-hmm.
And they, meaning the world, benefits from me being authentic in all aspects, whether I'm scared, whether I'm whatever it is, and that yet those still don't have to control me. Yeah.
Percent. No, that is music to my ears because that's literally why I do this is so that people can
Yeah.
experience themselves the way that you're describing and experiencing yourself today.
Yeah, and I've talked to my cousin about you. I've talked to my whatever, and I'm sending information about you. And I really, and again, I'm very grateful if it benefits you in your life.
Mhm.
And that's part of this. The other part of, and that's not a B and I thing, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna send Victor some business, whatever. That's not what that's about. That's about, I feel like the gift of you that I might be able to connect is invaluable for everybody that I love. Again, not everybody has that kind of disposable income, which I understand, but the people that I do know that do, like, I've even scheduled to lunch with one of my long-term 30-year friends, clients, whatever. And again, we even shared a counselor at one time, and she was like, "Oh, we ought to go to counseling together." Like, I don't want to go to counseling with you. And she's like a sister to me mentally, but and her husband, thank goodness, like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, okay, great. That's two of us out of the three.
Fantastic.
But anyway, I'm like, I scheduled a lunch with her. We had to cancel because of the snow stuff. But
Mhm.
I'm like, I scheduled a lunch with her specifically to share this with her, whatever. And like I said, I've got two or three people I'm not working on because this journey has to be a personal decision. It can't be. That's what I was trying to allude to. And when somebody's trying to push something on me, or I
Mhm.
kind of feel like I'm buying Amway, stuff like, oh, you need this
Yeah.
clicking power because
The
it's
the
way better.
newest MLM.
Yeah, whatever, and I'm just like, no, no, I don't. If I want it, then I'll seek it. If I don't seek it, I don't want it.
That's right.
But with you, and the timing was all in alignment. My stars were in alignment, your stars, it all came to being because it was time,
Yes.
whatever. And that time, that's so critical, like you're teaching me. And I do want to get or go back and find the link that you sent to my phone on the astrological charting guys that you talked to. I'm not quite ready for that, but I'm getting there. I'm digging deep.
You and I can always chat about it too. I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
that's not my expertise, but I know enough to for us to have a productive conversation about
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it.
Well, and I mean, again, Victor, it's like the last third of my life gets, or whatever, who knows, but if we're saying I'm 60 and I've got 30 more years or whatever, all my family lives to be old, typically. So if I have 30 more years, what a blessing. What a huge blessing that I get 30 more years of amazing. I've had an amazing life. And this next 30 run or whatever it is, God willing, um, holy mackerel. I'm so happy about my life. I get up in the morning, I'm invigorated. Yeah, I do. Everybody has like a little rain must fall. But in general, I'm like, that's nothing going to stop me. Nothing. I'm unstoppable. And
Yep.
that unshakable inner peace, that unshake, all your taglines are authentic. And that's what's so cool. And even when it's shaken, like I shook mine really good a couple of weeks ago, like I told you. And then it's like, oh, okay, no, that's not how you have to operate. There's a different way. And, I've been taught that. So now practice it. And when I do, my world opens its oyster and then I get to live there, you know? It's pretty phenomenal. What I'm really working on practicing though is this daily reminder because those brain channels were very deep in my brain about, oh no, this is how you do it. Oh, those is so when I do fail or go back to old unhealthy habits, it's great to have no, stop that, do this, let's and again with Michael, for instance, I'm like, okay, feel the emotion. Da, 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 da. Hang on to. I'm teaching the Victor method in my own household to the extent I can, and that's a whole other ball of wax that I think he would be very beneficial to. But again, I don't want to. I want him to want to do it because he sees the benefit of doing it in my heart and in my life. So I'm not a salesperson. I'm a revealer more, I guess. And same thing is, but I can say that in my professional life, I do a lot of sales, but I do it based on my true passion for each and every project I get to work on.
Right.
That's
And
how it
it
sales.
probably never
Not
feels like sales to you. It probably feels
well,
more
no, it doesn't because I get to share my
like
vision and my
envisioning
dream, and
and
yeah,
educating and all these
yeah, and then
more
people
more
like,
enjoyable, purposeful ways of communicating.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing. Yes,
That's
pretty
wonderful.
amazing.
Well, I'm very glad that you had the experience that you did and you got the results and beyond. Right.
Hmm.
This is what happens when somebody fully leans into the process and does the work. And
Yeah.
you did exactly that. Like you were, I'd definitely say you're one of my top clients from just an enjoyment perspective, a results
Mhm.
perspective, and also just a willing to do the work perspective. Like just
Yeah,
getting
it's
right into it.
well, yeah, and just reading the literature you give me and the I've already forgotten the title, but the last one, the book with the not the Psalms, but the
Tower of Solomon.
Yeah, Song of Solomon, whatever. Like, oh my gosh, there's so much there.
Yeah, like a
And
single
then
page like just knocks you on your butt sometimes.
absolutely,
You're
and
like,
and I
whoa.
do that often. That's so cool, and yeah, just yeah, life is grand.
Good,
Life is
good.
grand. Yeah.
So for today's call, is there a specific outcome that you want to make sure that we cover or any topic of conversation that you feel would be fruitful for you at this point?
Hmm. No, I mean honestly, I feel like I've been given the keys to this magical kingdom and that it's here, it's not over there, it's here, and that just getting to explore this mentally and physically side too, but just getting to explore this has been like Alice in Wonderland, whatever. Like every corner, there's a new opportunity to either shine or dim. And in my interactions with the man at the grocery store, my interactions with the lady on the street, my interactions with, in general, it's been such a lighthearted, meaning not lighthearted banter, but just lightheartedness in me that comes out, whether it's a server at a restaurant, and I know I won't walk on cloud nine every day forever. I get that. But being able to tap into that life, or this life, not that life, this life, is I don't know, like in my interview talking, it's not even calculable to me the value of that. You know, um, that the heavy lifting of blanketing your life with peace and mentally and going back in time and then like no, we're replacing the story. We're doing this and all that heavy lifting and intense emotional mental stuff, but then the outcome even of that is like, oh, how do you feel walking out of here? I feel tired, like I did a lot of heavy lifting, but I had peace. Like peace, that's what you go home with, or that's what I went home with. um and just having that be my life. um Again, I've already stated all this, but it's huge. And so I don't have any, not today anyway, even though I'm a busy day and running and this and that and whatever. But today I'm like, I can unlock this given the tools that I've been given. And I know that I have a resource in my friend and my mentor and my um, person in you, so that if I do need help in like maneuvering, or if I fall back to the brain rivet or whatever, I know I can reach out and say, hey, let's schedule some time and let's talk about how much 8 more sessions would be or whatever. Like
Oh,
you're in my speed dial now,
amazing. Well, I feel very honored for that, Roger.
Yeah. Well, seriously, I mean, I
Yeah.
know, and again, I know I'll slip up, but the good thing now is I'm able to see it and not castigate myself to the point where that's where I live and that's where I stay.
Yes.
I'm less than. No, I'm not. I'm greater than. I'm beyond what I ever thought that I could bring to the table. And all it took was just a unwrapping, unwrapping this and
Mhm.
just allowing God's work and yours and mine to shine.
That's right.
It's
I call it
not,
a team effort of
yeah, it
everybody.
is absolutely. But you are the catalyst because, like I told you, I have a very prayerful life and a very um, belief that I want to grow mind, body, and spirit, and that all those things are important and whatever. But you are the glue or the I don't know. I'm not going to come up with a quirky analogy. You were the part that enabled me to unlock it, see it, and live it.
Amazing.
Like unlock it, it was always there. Unlock it, see it, and then utilize it to the world's betterment.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what my mission is to create emotional liberation, mental sovereignty, and unshakable inner peace for those ready and willing to experience it. And
Hmm.
the reason why is because when one person has that trifecta of experience, it ripples out to everyone they know, to
Right.
their clients and customers, so on and so forth.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing, Victor. You have a God-given ability and a God-given talent, and I'm so grateful you unlocked yours. Let me just say that I really am. It's amazing. They're great. You're already great. So when I say great things in store for you and Heather and your life and everything, I'm just so um, yeah, I've met like you. I meet a lot of people every day, and there are certain people that spark, and then there's other people, and I've discussed that with people before about how, And what was, oh, my father would make these silly analogies of the great unwashed. And I used to make snide comments about, oh, I really hope I'm not judged by a jury of my peers because my peers couldn't find their way to open a can of tomato soup, much less make a clinical judgment or something. Anyway, all this snarky remarks or whatever. And that's a place to hide behind too. And so, I just love that I don't have to stay there. I love that you've unlocked and I get to um, live a life of my own creation and my own glasses. You know, the life was always there, but my glasses were not rose colored, but oh, people are no damn good, blah, 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 whatever. And it's like, yeah,
All those stories that
yeah.
was trapped.
And some of them are true. Okay, there are bad people in the world, but guess what? I don't have to let that cloud me. And again, this is not sound, I don't mean it to sound negative, but if something happens on my way home today, whatever. But again, I feel like, okay, it's my time and whatever. And I truly feel like I'm living my best life, my very best life, and more to come. Yeah, more to
Fantastic.
come. I'm
That's so
thrilled.
cool. And that's the whole, I mean, if you think about it, sometimes when I tell people that I'm a liberation coach or that's what my company's called, they're like, what
Yeah,
does that mean? It's like exactly what it says.
yeah, yeah.
Liberation.
But you don't really, or I heard that, and like, yeah. And I'm just telling you,
But now
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
okay. I have a whole list of dead, no, not dead, but tired therapists, and like, oh man, that was a ride. But I never got I got far with a couple, but never to this extent. Never. You've got the magic sauce, my friend, truly. And yeah, I just can't, like I said, I go to cocktail parties and like, oh my God, and they'll be like, what's going on with you? Well, funny you should ask. How much time do you have? Whatever.
That's awesome.
And I've got thousands of people I know. I've got hundreds of really good friends. And that
Mhm.
was always my greatest asset is ability to connect to people and hold on to those connections and feed them and relish them and I've got a bunch of those people too.
Mhm.
But just being able to share and like I said, hopefully I don't have to be a commercial because they can see it. The
Yes.
ones that really love me and know me and whatever, they see,
Yeah,
oh, what's
they'll
different?
see you living the results. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
And that's the
that's the idea.
commercial.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's
commercial
the
right there in and
commercial.
of itself. Um,
Absolutely.
so anything else I can support you on today in our coaching container, the current
Yeah.
one?
No, I'm so excited. No, I'm great.
Awesome.
Beyond
Um,
great.
now you were mentioning that if you ever wanted to like reach out in the future, do sessions or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you'd like, I can share with you what that looks like, and
Sure.
then if you feel whenever you feel like that's the move, then you can know then you know what it is.
Yeah.
So the way that I'm restructuring things, last time you and I spoke when we were at Neon Belly,
Yeah.
telling you about the trainings that I do that are 8 weeks long.
Uh-huh. Coming up. Yep.
Highly recommend those trainings, especially for leveling up any kind of leadership skills, because it's just about learning these skills so that you can use them in everyday conversations.
Sure.
What I'm moving into is a different type of offering that will include the trainings,
Mm-hmm.
but essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to limit 5 spots per month that I'll take on new people,
Okay.
and it will include 2 sessions every month. It will include all trainings that I'm facilitating. So that way it's not a matter of, oh, do I invest in another training? It's no, it's part of it.
All right. Uh-huh.
And that offering is going to be 2K a month or
Okay.
18K for the year. And it'll include all trainings, all coaching, all digital assets, all that stuff.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So
Cool. No, that's really cool.
yeah,
So can you decide? I mean, you only have 5 slots per month, but can I say, oh, in April, I'm ready for a month's worth or whatever, so I can do a month's worth of
yeah,
2K or,
absolutely. So
um,
because you already went through deliberation sessions, because
Yeah.
people who are just coming in for the first time, I'm going to have it as a 12-month commitment
Right.
because we're
Sure.
really thinking long-term doing the work. Because you're graduating from the work that we've done, if you ever wanted to do a month or 2 months or 3 months or whatever, and that's
Yeah.
all you wanted to do, then
Uh-huh.
we can do that, and it would be $2K a month.
Okay. No, that's exciting, Victor. Yeah, that's very exciting because I know I'll need maintenance. I mean, everything does. Um, but I am excited to live with this a little bit,
Of course.
honestly.
Yeah, yeah,
I
no,
don't want to
you're in an
rest on my
amazing place.
laurels.
Yeah,
Huh?
you're in an amazing place right now. I want
Yeah,
you
I
to
am, and
enjoy
I
that.
want to enjoy that.
Mhm.
And I think the peril for me is like, oh, I've always been critical of myself, and I always want to be better, which I do, absolutely. But today, I'm enough. Today, I'm happy. Today, I'm relishing, or I'm reveling in my my glory, so to speak. But I also know that that is not going to sustain me moving forward. So that's why, yeah, that was really good information, and I really appreciate it. Yeah,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I want to make sure that you know what it looks like so that when the time comes that you're able to be like, "Hey, let's get a couple months
go
going on."
polish. Yeah,
Yeah.
and again, that's based on availability and all that. I get all that. So
Yep.
yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Really.
And for whatever amount of time you're in, like let's say you're in for 3 months and we're doing
Yeah,
a 2 month training, you can
yeah.
just join right in.
Keep on cycling. Yeah.
So if
So
so I'll let you know when trainings are coming up, and if they
sure.
coincide with whenever you feel like, hey, this would be a good time to get going, because
Yeah. Yeah.
the next stage in the evolution from what we've worked on.
Hmm.
So remember, it goes peace, purpose, profit.
Right. Right. Right.
So next would be more purpose focused of like, okay, well, I'm enjoying this. How do I create from this place of peace in a way that is the purpose that I've discovered within myself? And there's a whole process that we go through with that. So whenever
Mhm.
that feels good, you just let me know.
Awesome. No, that's so cool. I'm so excited. And I'm what I think is going to happen is I'm going to be a lifelong learning guy with you, and 18K is not too much. What I have, and especially with all this rolling that I have going, um, I just want to, like I said, it's not the money this time as much as like I want to enjoy the heavy lifting I've done.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what it's
No,
about.
I
You know?
I think that, so just so you're aware, almost every single one of my clients, like this is kind of how we work together.
Yeah.
Very rarely does somebody just keep going.
Well,
Usually they'll take the
wow.
time to like take a few months and just like you said,
Enjoy.
relish in it and enjoy
Enjoy.
it. Yeah.
And
You've
see
done
some
you
of the benefits and say, okay, well, now I'm ready for the next.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll be creating like resources, podcast videos along the way that I'll share with you that are just going to be out on the internet anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so
I love that. I'm so glad I'm in your circle.
yeah,
Yeah. I really am grateful. So many ways. So
yeah,
many ways.
it's been just an absolute blast getting to work with you, Roger. And like I said, you've been one of my favorite people to work with,
I
in,
appreciate
all
that.
senses of the word. So thank
Well, no, I get
you for
it.
being
And I
awesome.
know that you're not a hollow gesture like I'm not either. Like if it was horrible or like pulling wisdom teeth, I'd be like, yeah, that was great. No, I
You're
was,
like, hey, great job. All right, I'll see
yeah,
you
great
later.
job. I'm glad we're done. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm
Yes.
not
And
going
I know you've
anywhere.
had your own equivalent in your business for stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Right. No, I mean, like I said, Victor, when I see you on Tuesdays, I automatically get a huge smile because that's what you bring to my heart, and you have such a gift and such an amazing gift. And I'm so, so very grateful that you shared it with me. I really am. I can't say enough. I can't.
thank you
Um,
for
yeah.
saying that.
Yeah.
And you are very welcome. It is my honor to share these teachings, to share these tools with those ready and willing to experience them. So
Yeah. No, it's amazing.
all right,
Thank you.
Roger, always great talking to you, and really, really grateful that I got to work with you. Just
Thank you. Well, you're not done, so
I
yeah.
know
There's
that,
there's more to there's more
but
to
I'm very
happen.
grateful for this round.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm beyond grateful, Victor. Thank you so much, my
Amazing.
friend.
All right,
You
Roger.
have an amazing
You
day.
too. Bye.
Bye.